Good morning, Trailblazers. Today is Tuesday, November 10, 2015. I'm Chloe.
I'm Bethany.
And we are from Miss McMahon's 5th grade class.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today's lunch is teriyaki chicken, lo mein, cheesy bread, or Italian wrap. Side items include marinara sauce, cup, or veggie egg roll. Fruit is also available.
Here's the DeSoto Chill Chorus with a special performance of America the Beautiful in honor of our veterans.
Now let's go to Miss Keltner and Dr. Poole for a few announcements.
Good morning, Trailblazers. Happy Tuesday.
This is such an exciting morning.
It is, I tell you.
Beautiful, cool weather outside.
Finally cool weather.
Finally cool weather. Might not be sunny, but the sun is shining in here because we have some very special guests with us
Always
today.
in DeSoto Trail, and you're absolutely right. We are so pleased to have all of our honorees on campus today. But down to some important information this morning. I should say news. We are celebrating, and we have quite a few birthdays that we're going to be celebrating here today and on tomorrow. Starting with Mrs. Davis's class, we have Layla and Jalia. For Mrs. Childers' class, we have Andy Villardo. Mrs. Trubahorn's class, Ethan Griffin. Mrs. Saad class, we have Caden Mason. From Mrs. Molina's class, we have Lily Massey, and we have Christopher Oglow and Lauren Oglow from Mrs. Coker and Mrs. Edwards' class. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Come on down to the front office. We are celebrating with you, and as the celebrations keeps going, we're going to Mrs. Edwards' class, and she has 2 students who have finished the entire extra math program.
Wow.
They are Vincent
Awesome.
Nakatola
Addition, subtraction,
and Keenan Murphy.
Way to go.
They have passed all the entire program. Way to go, boys and girls. We also have from Kim Morris's class, Avery Miller, who has completed her multiplication facts on extra math. From Ann Penson's class, we have Brady Mathis, who has mastered his addition facts. And from Krista, Mrs. Strange's class, we have Maddie Hoagland, who has mastered her addition facts, Shelby Pouch, who has mastered her multiplication facts, and Zach Johnson, who has mastered his subtraction facts. Way to go, boys and
Nicely
girls.
done.
Awesome job. Keep knocking them
Lots
down.
of celebrations going on.
Yes, there are.
Well, we are celebrating our Veterans Day celebration today. We have many special guests on campus, so they're down in the cafeteria. Good morning. Hope
Good
you're enjoying
morning,
your
good
coffee and
morning.
donuts. But we have a very special guest today with us on WDTS, Mr. Val Frailey. He's the former commander of American Legion Post 13 here in Tallahassee. Good morning, Mr. Frailey.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here.
We're happy to have you
Happy-
back.
We're glad to
Trailblazers,
be
you might remember him from last year's celebration. I think he's going to be a regular guest now.
How's Red? Okay.
Once a year? Can you do it
All
once
right,
a year?
maybe
Once a
you
year,
could-
yeah.
it'd be great.
Anytime, though, Mr. Frailey,
All right.
anytime. So could you tell us a little bit about the history of Veterans Day, the meaning behind it, and I'd also like the boys and girls to know, because yesterday I gave them a message to not salute the soldiers because it was a sign of respect for uniformed personnel, but you're going to give us a special a waiver today on that, correct?
I think so,
Awesome.
because a salute in the military meant respect. You saluted an officer, you saluted a friend if you wanted to. It's just a way of saying, I respect you,
Nice.
and I respect who you are and what you've done. So, boys and girls, if you want to salute a veteran that's walking by, do so.
Wonderful.
Very
And
good.
don't be disappointed if he doesn't salute you back, because you're running a little different altitude down there, and they don't always see you if they're trying to keep their feet from stumbling.
Yes.
I'm very pleased to be here and talk about Veterans Day, which is tomorrow, and you means you don't have to come to school. But you can go to the parade,
That's true.
Right.
because there'll be a parade tomorrow downtown, Veterans Day Parade, that's hosted and being by Veterans Event Tallahassee. And they host this parade every year. It's a nonprofit put together by a bunch of veterans that wanted to do the parade in a proper way. And for the last 5 or so years, we've done it very well, and we are proud of it. But Veterans Day got started as Armistice Day many years ago. At the end of what was supposed to be the war to end all wars, which was First World War now we call it, although at that time they just called it the Great War. The armistice was signed on the 11th month and the 11th day at the 11th hour. That means November the 11th at 11 o'clock in 1918. And when it was signed, that became a significant day and time and was celebrated that way until all of a sudden we're involved in another war. And then it became Veterans Day. Now, that's not to mean that we're going to talk about all the people that were lost in war. Instead, we're talking about and recognizing the service of those who came home. And all the folks that came home, out of the ones that are here today on your campus, there's over 500 years of service that these men and women have provided to the armed forces of the United States. That's significant.
That's a big thank you to all of
And
us.
so when you see a veteran, that's somebody who may not have volunteered to go into the military, but they went. And you talk to every one of them and they'll say, I am so proud I had the opportunity to serve, but I really didn't want to have to go. They would have preferred to stay home. And some of them are amazed that they came home. I've got one buddy I've known him for quite some time. He's 96 years old, and he was in many of the different landings down in southwest, Pacific. And he says, I don't understand it. He says, those bullets whizzing by my head were as if I could reach out and pick them out of the air. But for some reason, none of them hit me. And he says, I lost a lot of buddies, but I came home. And he's very proud of that. And I'm very proud of these folks that served as many times and as much as they have, that you look around right now wherever you are, and especially if you're one of the grandsons or granddaughters, and say, I'm sure proud of you. When you think about the service that has been given, I think there's no more appropriate place to go to find what it means to us than go to that fourth verse of the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, thus be it ever, when free men shall stand between their loved homes and the war's desolation. Blessed with victory and peace may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause is just, and this be our motto, in God is our trust. Then the star-spangled banner forever will wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
That is beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Frailey. And since we are
Yes.
now, I salute you. We salute you. Thank
Very
you.
much so.
I have deep respect.
Wow.
So, veterans, please enjoy this morning. This is all about you. Trailblazers, if you have special family, they're in the cafeteria with you. Give them a big hug and a big thank you, because we are proud of all of them, and we're just so glad to have you here on our campus today. Mr. Frailey, again, thank you very much
Thank you.
for being here and helping us understand and celebrate Veterans Day. We look forward to seeing you next year, too. All right, Trailblazers, at this time, if you could please start gathering around the interior corridor of the campus. That means along the inside wings of the classroom, like where Ms. Hurst, Kolke, Childers, Hagen, that interior, you can line up against the cafeteria wall facing the inside of the campus. Along the media center, we are not going to go out the front safety gates. We're going to kind of make an H around campus, going over to Ms. Tharp's room, down to Miss Garcia, down to Miss Edwards, and then at the end of the parade route, the veterans and their Trailblazers will come back into the cafeteria for a large group photo, and then that will conclude the morning. And veterans, if you did not get your formal picture taken in the cafeteria, you will have an opportunity after the parade. We want to make sure everybody goes home with a formal picture from DeSoto Trail as our thank you. Again, Mr. Frailey, this is for you and all of the veterans here. Thank you.
My privilege.
Appreciate it. All right, back to
ready?
the news team.
That's it for today's edition of WDTS. Keep building success, Trailblazers. Bye.